Hello folks and welcome to another Legend Scale review. What we have here today is, well, it is certainly something. This is a Hasbro Legacy Evolution Core Class Dinobot Sludge. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one who thought this when we first saw him, but back when he was announced a few months, however many months ago it was, I sort of looked at him and went, what on earth is that thing? He definitely has some interesting design choices, but then it was also announced that he would be one of 6 core class Dinobots that could combine into a Volcanicus, a core class Volcanicus. So the fact that he is a combiner component sheds some light on why he looks the way he does. Well, first and foremost among these design quirks, the legs. You can sort of see these big massive chunks hanging off to the sides here, sides of his thighs. Those actually are his thighs. They just look like alt mode kibble, but these sculpted in thighs don't actually connect to anything. You sort of see them disappear under the waist skirt, but they don't attach to anything. These pieces attach to the waist up here. There's your hip articulation, and then they connect to the knees, the lower legs down here, the knees. Very bizarre. I have never seen anything like this in a Transformer before. I can only imagine this, because these are Volcanicus's thighs as well. We'll see when we get to the combined configuration. They form the thighs of the combiner. So I'm assuming this is a choice made for stability in that mode. I can't imagine any other reason why they do it. You can also see the shoulders sit very wide, kind of out on these wee struts, just so that the arms can get past those massive pieces. This is a big compromise that was made, for sure. But I mean, other than that, he's a pretty bog standard G1 Sludge. Got the dinosaur head hanging off the back there. He's mostly cast in this kind of silvery grey plastic, and then black, red, and gold paint. Might be quite hard to see, but the eyes are painted metallic blue, recessed away in there. But that's a nice detail. Now, in terms of articulation, he's got a rotating head there. The shoulders have a forward butterfly joint. Now, it is just one of the transformation joints, but it does allow the hands to meet in the middle. If you had a melee weapon to give him, he could two-hand it. So that's a thing that's there. He's also got ball joints in the shoulders, and that's it for the arms. No elbow, no wrist, nothing. Then his waist joint is set very high to clear the mess of these hips. But full 360 degrees, it's appreciated. And then we come to the hips themselves. This skirt can hinge up and down. We'll look at this from the back so you can see what's going on here. He has a mushroom peg for the back and forwards rotation, and then a hinge to go out. You're gonna get full splits there. And then the thighs also rotate a mushroom peg, and the knees, a little ball joint there that lets them go all the way back and all the way forwards. And that's about it for the articulation. Now, surprisingly enough, these legs I actually think have better articulation than most core classes, at least the ones I have. You can get a really high kick there. I mean, if I bring in, where's Megatron? Bring in Megatron here. Most of the other core classes just have this ball joint, so they can be quite stiff, trying to get them into certain poses. But I mean, Sludge here, he can get, if we combine it with the waist rotation there, he can get a really nice looking superhero landing. And that alone greatly raised my opinion of this figure. Which it doesn't really say much considering how how low the bar was set, but that's a nice little detail. the lack of elbows is the real killer. I initially thought it was going to be parts count, that was why they left elbows out, but I have actually checked as best I can, and his parts count seems slightly lower on average than the other core classes that I have, so that can be the reason they left these out. The only other thing I can think of is, again, stability in the combiner mode. The arms will be used to attach to Slug, one of the other components. So, but then again, that's conjecture. Until we get all 6 Dinobots and build the full combiner, there's not really any way to say for sure that that was a choice made for stability. As far as accessories go, he doesn't have any. The dinosaur head comes detached in the box, but I would hardly count that. He does have 3mm ports in his hands, so compatible with the weapons that the other core classes have, and also some of the other third-party legends. He does have an abundance of 5mm ports, though. He's got, one on each shoulder there, one on the chest, one on the back of each hand, and one in each, whatever you call this part of the leg. So compatible with, blast effects and larger weapons. For a few size comparisons, I will bring in Iron Factory Sludge. There's Par of the Primes Slash. Core Class Optimus and Megatron. Then my rather dusty Iron Factory Runabout. And a Lego Stormtrooper. Transforming him is pretty simple. First thing is you just lift the dino head up. That allows you to bring the arms together and tab them in. Then you can rotate the waist 180 degrees, tab the legs together. Then bend the knees up round. The hands will just tuck into that space and then click, and then the head clicks into place here. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This thing sucks. It's so bad. I would say there's nothing redeeming about it, except it's kind of come full circle. It's so bad that I like it. This thing, it's a complete brick. None of the legs move. The proportions are way off. Just this stubby tail, absolutely tiny front legs. The head sculpt's alright, I guess. But yeah, all I'm going to say is the combiner mode better be good to excuse this. Bring in Slash again here for an alt mode size comparison, and maybe it's just me, but kind of I see a similarity. This is kind of just like Slash let herself go a bit or something, too much to eat over Christmas. But yeah, and perhaps bring in a slightly more threatening dinosaur. There's the Iron Factory Samurai Grimlock. Third party versus Hasbro, am I right? Let's just get that off camera. Now, he does, of course, have one final mode, which is how he's going to combine with the other Dinobots. And it's really quick to get him into that. You just raise the arms up, rotate the thighs out, and then bring the feet up around to tab in there. And that's it. That's him in his combiner component mode. Now, I don't have Slug yet to show you how it'll work, but he'll essentially peg in here and here, and then the arms hang onto his sides. I assume the legs will peg into these ports. That'll be the most logical guess. But yeah, final thoughts on this guy. If you're not planning to get all 6 of the Dinobots, just give him a pass. I mean, he's better than expected, but that's still not great, He's a very compromised figure, and it had better payoff. If the combiner mode isn't good, if it doesn't live up to what these compromises have made it out to be, I'll probably just get rid of him. I have no reason to keep them otherwise, but yeah. That's all about I've got to say on this wee guy. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.